Hello everyone, we are trying this yet once again. We are actually delving into the Dungeons & Dragons new starter set. It's the Heroes of the Borderlands. I'm really excited for this. A lot of good friends of mine worked on this. It is a chonky starter set, so I'm excited to break this open, talk about it, my impressions, how it was made, and also my observations from things like PAX West and Gen Con, watching people actually playing this and learning from it. So it'll be really fun. I'm really excited for this starter set. So we did have a few hiccups in our previous streams, but those I believe have now been fixed. But if everyone in chat can let me know if that's true, that will be fantastic. I'm going to go ahead and start sharing this video on socials. So we will let people filter into chat and we will see how this goes. So real quick, just making sure everything's working on the stream. My internet provider Comcast was having issues with my upload time. It seems good now. Yeah, I was hoping so. Weirdly enough, my Wi-Fi is better than my wired connection, which should not be that way. But, yeah, good to know. Very weird anomaly. So we will be delving into this starter set very soon. Thank you for everyone for your patience, for hanging around. We will be up and running very soon. So I'm glad that the stream is actually functioning. Let's see. How's everyone doing today? Good. I'm glad it's looking good. There's my goofy photo. Stream seems to be working. Perfect. And then we will start adding this to stuff. I'm posting on Instagram and socials and Blue Sky all at once. So, all right. Looks like we're good. I'm only streaming on YouTube. That's correct. I don't have enough folks to really honestly moderate both Twitch and YouTube, so I try to keep it to YouTube for now. So I may eventually stream on Twitch as well, but for me, it's more advantageous to be on YouTube. To answer your question, Dylan. Yes, I am live again for the third time. My internet upload speed, my internet download speed was like a terabyte, but it wasn't going up, so it was bizarre. It is an interesting issue to have, which I will be looking into later as to why that happened. So, greetings from the UK. Wow, it's late over there. All right, we'll have a few more people filter in there as trust is rebuilt, and the fact that the stream will actually function. So I am pretty excited. We've got it all set up here. We've got a multi-camera set up. I also got a chance to change the autofocus on this camera too, so I'm a lot happier now with the focus on there. And you'll see me messing around with it from time to time just to make sure it's perfect. So, yeah. Greetings from Norway. Wow, that is huge. Okay. Yes, we are definitely live again. We've figured out the issues. So hopefully everything goes according to plan this time. So, thank you for your patience. I think we'll start in about 5 to 10 minutes. We got 29 viewers right now. That's pretty solid. Thank you again, everyone, for your patience. I appreciate it. And if you have any questions in chat, it doesn't have to be just pertaining to the starter set. It can be about anything I've been working on, my travels, other video content I'm rolling out, that kind of thing. Happy to answer any and all questions. So if you want to have a mini Ask Me Anything, totally fine. Looking through chat. It's wild that we have people from the UK and also Norway. All right. So I do want. I'll basically do a different intro and trim out the kind of preamble as we were getting more people in here. Then I'll eventually kind of probably trim the top. Let's see. I really do actually like the artwork for the starter set. Do I work at Wizards of the Coast? I do not. I was actually laid off from Wizards of the Coast about 3 months ago. I worked there for about a year and a half. I was a contractor for about 3 or 4 years, and then I was a founding member of D&D Beyond, and I was there for 4 years or 5 years as the editor in chief. So I was in charge of all video content, social media, D&D Beyond, the articles. I was in charge of original content like playable stuff like Runeterra we had to drop for Riot Games, stuff like that. So basically content. I wasn't really part of marketing at D&D Beyond until fandom acquired us and moved me over to the marketing side of things. So, wow, Northern Ireland. We're doing really well for Europe right now. So that's the long answer. I do not work for Wizards of the Coast, but I am a big D&D fan, and all my so many of my friends work at D&D. They're really a fantastic bunch of people. They're wonderful designers. A lot of thought went into this starter set, so I'm eager to kind of talk about it and kind of give an overview of what's in the box and how it all came to be. So I'm really excited. Yay, we got someone from Mexico. I love streaming for the fact that you get so many different people. I live in a bubble, so I don't realize that anyone knows who I am, or that I know my own block. You know, like that's about it. I barely know anyone on my block, frankly. So streaming is always very strange to me, or reading the comments section of anything. So thank you for hopping in. Really appreciate it. I'm curious how many viewers we get on this. It'll probably grow over time, so we'll see. Yeah, I love doing the interview content. It's been interesting. I've been interviewing people I know who are voice actors. So far this stuff hasn't been doing as well as I hoped on the channel, which I'm a little surprised by. So I think people are looking for more tabletop crunchy type of material. We do have interviews coming up, more interviews with Rowan Hall and Spencer Stark talking about Daggerheart. We've got more content coming from Chris Perkins and Jeremy Crawford. Got some stuff I can't talk about also, some secret stuff that I'm flying around for. So there's got to be more content for sure. But it's expensive flying around all the places. So they really nickel and dime you on flights these days. So, hey, Montreal. Yeah, I'm covering Darrington Press. I have not moved on to Darrington Press, though, to be clear, though. What secrets does Todd have? I can't tell you. Otherwise, they would not be secrets. Or I put those behind a paywall, like a really extreme paywall, so I can pay the mortgage. I'm glad everyone's liking the interviews. I had just had the most fantastic interview, and I loved it, with Jennifer English, who plays Daggerheart, and the person who plays Versa, which is, of course, Ben Starr, who also is in Natural 6. The conversation is absolutely hilarious, and I'm going to publish a really long version of that interview, hopefully tomorrow, and we get just silly. We get really silly in that interview, so it's pretty hilarious. Got some love from Ireland now. What time is it over there? Isn't it like 9 o'clock right now? Hey, Bellingham. All right, much closer. Bellingham's much closer. So, all right, we're at 60 viewers. I was hoping for around 100. Hopefully we get to 100, and then we'll start unpacking this thing and talking about it in earnest. Oh, wow, another person from England. Wow, it's just that time. Someone from Ukraine. Someone from Toronto. I'm glad. Yeah, hopefully so. I really love talking to voice actors, and I was the executive producer and producer for those 3 Baldur's Gate 3 shows, as well as the interviews that you're seeing on D&D right now and D&D Beyond with the cast of Baldur's Gate with Abria. That was all me from MagicCon. I produced the show for Gen Con, which I'm really thrilled with. That was with Brennan Lee Mulligan, Abria, and Anjali, and Sam Bayart, and Neil Newbon. But those 3 live play shows with Baldur's Gate 3 cast I'm really, really, really proud of, as well as the Lego live play show that we did on top of that. So I really made a lot of content last year. I think we got total, if you count it all up, it's like 150 million views around between all social channels. It was nuts. Wow, someone from Netherlands. Okay. All right. Well, we're creeping up there. Thank you for all the kind words. Certainly not being a Wizard of the Coast, and this is it's a very normal thing. If you work for a company, you don't necessarily talk about other things other than the product that you guys make, which is I'm totally fine with. That's not a restriction. That's just sense, really. And even then, I was venturing into more and more third-party content like I used to do in terms of interviews when I was at D&D Beyond. So, but yeah, I love talking to people about what they love the most. So I used to be the editor-in-chief for NBC News when it came to video game coverage as well. So I have a deep affection for video games. I'm deeply obsessed with everything Control. The Control the video game is a perfect game, in my opinion, as well as the DLC. And then Dishonored, I'm obsessed with that game. And right now I'm playing through Expedition 33, which I'm heavily obsessed with as well. I'm not getting a lot of time to play D&D. I did get to play a Wild Magic Sorcerer for about 24 hours. That was a lot of fun. So, all right, let's go ahead and jump in. We have 13 minutes in, so I'm just going to, let's start doing it. So, hello everyone. Today we are talking about the Dungeons & Dragons starter set, Heroes of the Borderlands. I'm really, really excited for this product. I think it's going to open up D&D in a big way for a lot of people, and it has really everything you need to run a game of D&D. Whether you're just curious about D&D, I feel very confident in this being sent to someone and them learning D&D. Like if you have someone in your life who is curious about Dungeons and Dragons, I really feel like if you bought this for them for like Christmas or their birthday or just to get them playing D&D, this is a really good starter set for that. If you are just looking for like a bunch of maps, tokens, cards, and really easy setup for your D&D games, this is great for that as well. And there's multiple different adventures in there, different maps, stuff like that. So yeah, super excited for this. We're going to unpack it. We're going to talk about it. A lot of research did go into this, which I talked about Justice Armand about multiple times, about how they routinely tested this with different people from all different types of backgrounds and knowledge to make sure that they were making the optimal starter set for people to learn very quickly and be able to just jump into a game and understand D&D. And it was phenomenal to see that research come in. I know, yeah, this is the thing. It's funny to hear. I know this comes up a lot, and people continuously mention other starter sets being around $30. Those starter sets were very light. This is not light. This thing is huge. This is a huge starter set, just so you can get the sense of it. And it is heavy. Like nothing else could be put into this thing. I just really want to be clear. So there's not really a comparison between previous starter sets and what we're seeing here. Now, my video just paused on my end, so I'm curious if it's frozen. Can anyone tell me if my video is actually frozen at home? Yeah, it's pretty huge. So, yep, I look like I froze. Frozen here too. Okay. Wow, we're having a day. Now, this looks like a technical issue. Yep. Well, let's give it a second. Can you still hear me, though? Okay. Video is frozen, but audio is still good. All right, we'll try to keep the stream going and try to manage what's going on there. So I'm gonna turn the camera on and off again just to hope. Wow, we're having a lot of trouble today. And we'll see about this. So just getting up, testing it. Thank you for your patience. We're doing it live. All right. I'm not seeing stuff move yet. So we're going to leave it on this. And then I'm going to move things around a little bit. Okay. So the program's still working. All right, now we're moving. Okay. That's one. Multi-camera. Now we're testing that. My hand miraculously is still here, so just resetting. We may just need to turn the air conditioning up in this room by like a billion. I'm just going to go ahead and do that right now. This is the benefits of seeing something live. I suppose. All right, let's go ahead. Jump in here. We'll switch this to something else. We'll do Sony. That should reset it. Okay. I have so many hands. All right. Whoa, it's working. What a miracle that is. Wow. All right, let's hope that doesn't happen again. I'm just going to do a real quick intro again, and let's make sure let's hope nothing freezes up on us. So, this is the new Dungeons & Dragons starter set. It is Heroes of the Borderlands. It has everything you need to play D&D. I'm very confident that you can buy this for anyone in your life who is curious about Dungeons & Dragons, and they will get everything they need. It is a very easy system to learn D&D. The way it's laid out, there's been a lot of testing. My friend Justice Armand did a lot of work on this. There was a lot of feedback with individuals that were tested with, people who had never played D&D, people who had only played tabletop games. So a lot of thought and ingenuity came to making this particular box set. It is also super thick. So I know once in a while we hear these conversations about previous starter sets being cheaper. That's true. And they also had a lot less content in them. This has a ton of content. You get multiple adventures, you get multiple maps, you get tokens, you get character sheet boards, all kinds of stuff that you need. So I am really excited about this. We're going to unbox it and we're going to talk about it. But the design team behind this did a fantastic job. And if you want to see just the monstrosity that this thing is in terms of weight. And don't be scared of the weight, but watch. That is heavy. I'll move the microphone so you can hear it. This is the starter set, and it shakes my entire table if I drop it. Now, not that you should do this, because you shouldn't, but you could probably throw this right through, a car window. Like this thing is a lethal weapon. So if you question the contents in here, you are wrong for sure. There is so much stuff in here. It's amazing. So let's go ahead and start unboxing it. Please leave comments and questions in chat. I'm happy to answer anything that you want to talk about. This is kind of an AMA, but also just getting to dive into this really amazing starter set. So yeah, let's go ahead and I'm going to have a little bit of coffee. I do get this question a lot. People ask me, since I was laid off from Wizards of the Coast, why do I still talk about their products? First off, the design team. I am friends with everyone on the design team. Our team, they are wonderful, lovely, intelligent, ingenious people. They're some of the kindest people I've ever met in my life. So D&D is always D&D. And I will always love Dungeons and Dragons, and I especially do because these people are my friends. And I love to talk about the things my friends work on and make. So that is why I'm here. I will always love talking about D&D. I love talking about other systems as well. But that's why I keep doing it, because this is what I love. And regardless of whether I work at D&D or not, I'm still going to be talking about D&D regardless. So I know I have a very long history working at D&D Beyond and being a founder there for multiple years and being then a contractor and then getting hired at Wizards. And nothing has diminished my love of D&D. If anything, it's just increased over the years. So let's go ahead and let's go ahead and see what we can see. I'm so worried about the shrink wrap. I should have brought scissors. How's everyone doing today? If shrink wrap is the thing that finally does me in, oh boy. As I look around for a sharp implement in this entire room. Oh, did I ever read I have the Dishonored RPG. So I have read it. I didn't ever get to play it. It's pretty hard when there's like kind of niche systems. So, let's see. I have very sharp nails. Yeah. So I actually use my nails to slice around the back of products. And kind of freaks out my Megan's seen me open up envelopes and all kinds of things. There we go. All right. So peeling back the wrap. A lot less shiny without the wrap. Ooh. It is a really pretty box, by the way. So, oh, wow. That looks gorgeous. Here's the back. As my microphone creaks around. Kind of giving you a brief overview of everything that you're going to get. I'm going to just focus so you can make sure you got it perfectly in there. So, yeah. This is the box set. This is everything you're getting. I really love the art. Super vibrant. The entire, the packaging team, the art team, they kill it every time. Amazingly talented individuals. I'm not just saying that because, Megan, my wife, also worked on this. So, and she is crazy talented as well. So I have to give a shout out to her. So she did really good job. Sharp nail. I just naturally have sharp nails. It's terrifying. I have since I was a little kid. There's some, and they're not weak nails, by the way. They're just naturally inherently sharp. So I am dulling them constantly. Otherwise, I will actually hurt myself. So, all right, let's go ahead and unpack this. And again, look how this is This is big. I don't know if I can get focus on this. God. That's a big starter set, folks. We need to talk about it. We've never had a starter set like this. I'm sorry. That's a bonkers starter set. That's a screen grab right there. Just so you know. Yeah, it does have a lovely kind of 80s, back to the old red box. It has an 80s vibe for sure. 100%. So, all right. Oh, yeah. Yay. Hello to everyone who's here. 101 viewers. That's absolutely amazing. Oh, I love doing stuff like this. So, I love being able to have a really nice camera. I borrowed my wife's camera, which she uses for streaming, to have a 2-camera setup. So, super fun. All right. Okay. Let's. Oh my god. The air suction on the sucker. Okay, read me first. I refuse. So, all right, we'll put that to the side. It's kind of a balancing act here on the desk. So, if I have to move myself ever so slightly out of frame, a little bit there. Hopefully, that's not too annoying. So, this is a nice little quick start guide, as you can see. Make sure the focus is proper on there. This tells you everything you really need to know, and this is why I'm really confident about this. If you read this, you see the unpacking, you get these free maps, you got the booklet, you have the poster maps are really fantastic. You have tons of different tokens for all the monsters you use, for gold that you have, for the encounters, for your characters. Then you have the character sheets that you really need. That's really the class boards, and these go up in level, and you can flip them over. And then you've got your equipment, your spells, and all that stuff, and that is happening in card form. So you can hand someone their character board, and it's extremely intuitive how they just need to slap their character together, which I love. And this is a really nice mix of both the modern and also the old, I feel like. And I love just the layout, the reds. The layout feels wonderful. This is super inviting. This tells you everything you need to know. So if you want to go over it real quick, and this has been gone over before, is we've got the player guide, quick start guide, 8 background cards, 8 species cards, 55 equipment cards, 53 spell cards, 4 on your turn cards, 8 tokens for player character tokens, 40 power tokens, 46 hit point tokens, 75 gold piece tokens, 6 gemstone tokens, and then we've got a set of 11 dice, 8 class boards, 4 storage baggies. This is hefty. And out of the booklets, well, there's some secret stuff for Dungeon Masters, so this is none of your business. We've got the booklet for Caves of Chaos. We've got the Keep on the Borderlands, and we've got the Wilderness. And then we've got the 5 full-size maps and 4 half-size maps. For cards, we've got 42 monster cards, 20 magic item cards, 20 NPC cards. We've got 18 terrain tokens, 80 monster tokens, and then other components include the combat tracker and 5 handouts. The art team did a fantastic job on this. My wife, Megan Kenrick, did a fantastic job on this. And, of course, Justin Armand and everyone who had anything to do with the design team. Super proud of them and everything that they've done. So let's dive in. So that's just the brief overview. Here is the player's guide, which looks amazing. Oh, the art just pops. It's so colorful. That's I'm just kind of impressed by that. That looks great. I love it. Yeah. So let's just adjust our focus. We can even get a little bit closer. So if you want to see like the detail that we're getting, it's really good. I really love the art style for this. This is so nice. I love it. All right. So this is the player's guide. And I'm going to move this to the side real quick. So we're just going to kind of look over stuff, but I'm not going to spoil stuff. So we're not like attempting like full on screen grabs and stuff like that. But this goes over all of your background cards. So if you decide to be like the Acolyte for a background, you've got a card for that. If you are playing a species like a dwarf, you've got the card with all the necessary information for that. This is also an example of your equipment. So here you can see the equipment cards. So a short sword, spell cards, like burning hands. And I do want you to notice, I love this little thing. Burning hands is showing you exactly where on the map burning hands affects. It actually gives you a diagram showing you how this is going to affect things while you're using that map and having encounters against monsters. I think that's absolutely brilliant. Love it. So, this is the class board. This is the example one for the cleric. Here's your armor. Here's your weapons. What kind of spell you may be concentrating at the time. Very, very handy. Honestly, this is pretty good for myself too. For like really intense sessions, I kind of love this whole system for just be able to glance down, because I did recently play 24 hours of D&D in 3 days, and there were times where I'm like, oh, I was so tired. This would have really helped me out. So, yeah. So we were just flipping through. Again, going over, like, we've got really cool Art of the Magic cards. We've got NPC cards as well, like this character Cornflower. We got fun monster cards like this dragon. Just gonna adjust the focus so we can see a little tighter there for a second. Copper Dragon Wormling. This is super cute. I love it. All right. So I like that they're walking you through they're not only giving you the tools to like play the game, but they're also, this is a really great explainer all around for what the abilities are. Like for the rules of D&D, this is such a great tool for explaining all of it. Whether it's reactions, social interactions, exploration, we've got all of that in there. Falling unconscious, combat damage types. There's a rule glossary for players as well here. Yeah, I'm not going to go all through the pages, but that is what you're getting for the player's guide. Really exciting stuff. So, now on to the wilderness, and we'll flip through very rapidly, because as someone noted, like, we don't want to we don't want to show everything, but this is really handy. So this is the Wilderness Adventure booklet, and this is where I really want to avoid spoilers. But again, each one of these pamphlets, this is so handy because your players can be messing around with the player's guide, and then you can have really great stuff like this. This is the kind of pamphlets you get when you are running through adventures. And yeah, so you can just open this box up and like, okay, I want to run the Wilderness Adventure and just pop in. I think that's super remarkable. Something I'm excited to do myself. If you've got like zero prep, this is perfect. Then we've got Keep of the Borderlands, and each one of these adventures, by the way, like for Wilderness, this is really about obviously exploration. There's different kind of tenets of when you're playing D&D. So this is the exploration kind of adventure. Keep of the Borderlands. And then we've got the Caves of Chaos. So each of these are kind of like pillars, like social pillars, exploration pillars, or combat pillars. I mean, again, I really love the artwork of this. And everything you need to run an adventure. If you're a new Dungeon Master, this is huge, by the way. I wish I had something like this as a new Dungeon Master. I would kill for this. So less intimidating. And so friendly in it by design. Now we got Caves of Chaos. I love it. It's pretty metal with the kobold. Very cool. And again, everything you need to run an adventure immediately. Now we've got some handouts, which are really fun. We've got a list of things that are actually for sale, which is great. Like, you can just hand this to players and they'll be like, oh, I can buy, a lantern for 5 gold pieces. There's an entire menu for the Drunken Dragon where you can buy like food and drinks and desserts and all kinds of stuff. We've got a handout for like services and things like that. That's really cool as well. So that's exciting. And then we've got other things that you can trade for, stuff like that. So it's really cool. Oh, ooh, I want to be careful. These are really well secured. I'm nervous. I don't want to hurt anything. I love this. This is great. This preserves the integrity. And then we have these amazing maps. I've seen these at length. They tell everybody, 1 square is 5 feet, because that's not, not everyone knows that. So, and I'm not going to, like I said, we're not showing every little element to this because I don't want, for spoiler reasons. Oh, boy. I am unprepared, but this is a map. You're getting a chunky map, folks. So this is like a nice example of one of the maps, and then then you get another cave on the other side as well. So that alone is really awesome. I'll fold those up properly later on. I'll just lay that on my Iron Man Infinity Stone Gauntlet. It's always a good placeholder. Let's see. Any questions in chat that I haven't seen yet? This feels a little bit like Christmas, honestly. Oh, wow. Wow. So many caves. It's crazy. So again, we got another map, more caves, stuff for you to show off, along with multiple sides on each of these. To be completely honest, I'm going to use this. I mean, regardless of the adventure, you're getting all these nice, really colorful poster maps that you can use in any of your adventures. So, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. Just kind of whip these maps out and use them on the fly, even if it's not tied to the starter set itself. That is a resource. Oh my god, you really do get a lot of big maps. Oh, Cave F. Can you believe we're at Cave F? This is so much stuff. And this is nice and thick. I really like it. This is like really well designed. I feel like these are going to last a long time. If I fold these up properly, which, I'm pretty terrible about doing. Yeah, Todd can't refold maps with crap, by the way. This is a famous thing. So that's Cave F. And then, again, everything here has multiple sides. Oh, I feel terrible not folding these right away, but if you watch Cave H, folks, I hope you like maps, because you're getting maps. Wow, this is huge. It's funny because you talk about this, at work, and you see it being designed, and you see people like adjusting the color, but to like actually get it in your hands and really examine it, it's a different experience. It's kind of like the books aren't real until you get them in your hands. That was always my feeling when I was working at D&D, and D&D Beyond is like nothing's real till it happens. And so, I don't know, there's something magical about finally getting the product. Of course, it's not just magical. It's just like, it's not real till you have it. And so much work. People put so much work into this stuff. I love that the maps are full color and like really well shaded, just well drawn. They read really well is another thing. That's kind of hard for me to express. So, and then got Cave K, another great cave. Got some tentacle action there, some weird stuff happening. The color is just exact. That's why I wanted to show this with like the cameras that I own. Look how that color pops. It's just nuts. It's so good. I wish I was more talented at like what my wife does and the art team does, and like the people who made these maps. I'm not jealous, not really. So, it's just me. God, you know what? I really do need to. Do they have therapy sessions for people who can't fold maps? It's like I open up a news. Back in the day when there were newspapers. Just gotta take this little foldy protective thing out there, causing me a lot of trouble. And then, well, we've got maps for the Keep of the Borderlands, so you're getting that as well, which is fantastic. And it's got little numbers, you know, for the legend to tell you where all these things are. And this is really cute because I can see the players having like a home eventually, maybe in the Keep of the Borderlands, you know, buying property, that sort of thing. That makes me happy. And then on the other side, we have the entire wilderness of the area as a map. So, can you be exhausted by maps? This is the Caves of Chaos. Don't want to spoil too much here. But then it has a listing for every single cave in this overarching. So all of the cave has multiple maps that you've already seen as I drew them out, as I took them out. They're all linked to this one big map here. To let you know where Cave B is, Cave A, all that stuff. Love it. And then got another setting here. We've got the fens, and this is a much bigger map. It folds out. You can use any of this over and over again. Like, this is just like a nice foresty area, irregardless of the adventure that you're running. This has tremendous value. We haven't even gone that far, folks. So let's see. This is the trail. Really fun map. Again, perfect for reuse for doing further adventures. Okay, God, this is. I want to explain. Look how much we've taken out so far. That's how much we've taken out. This is the amount of maps we've taken out. This is how thick the box set is. It's freaking me out. It's freaking me out a little bit. It's a lot of stuff. Good Lord. All right, so got a lot of stuff here. But we've got all of your multiple. Wow. Got all of your, like, your cleric, multiple levels, by the way, for all your stuff. So we got, you know, cleric level 1. So what basically happens here is what you're seeing is one side is cleric level 1, one side is cleric level 2, 3, 4. Same thing with the fighter, same thing with rogue. So you can take these, flip them over. Hey, you're level 2 now. You can talk to your players. You can be someone learning this. You're like, okay, I'm level 1. Here's my level 1 sheet. Here's my level 2 sheet. everything's been leveled up for you. Here's my level 3 and 4 and 5 and 3 through 4. That's amazing. Again, I wish I had this as a kid, or I wish I had this to hand to anyone who's learning D&D for the first time. So that's brilliant. So we've got the cleric, we've got the fighter, we've got the rogue, we've got the wizard, we've got those kind of core 4 that are such a huge deal in D&D. And the benefit, what's amazing is, it goes up to level 4. No. Oh, yeah, you're right. It goes up to level 3. Sorry, in my brain I got all scrambled. So, yeah. Good point. Thank you. Well, that's what happens when you do things live. We got gold. We've got a bunch of monster tokens. Ooh, these are shiny. God, these are so colorful. When you see these in PDF form, you're not prepared for like the gloss, the shininess of everything. That's really cool. Oh, then we got the big boys. So those are the other monster tokens. I mean, yeah, the big boys as well. That's really cool. We've got God. All right. We've got other things like webbing, traps. We've got player tokens in here. We've got lots of power tokens, health tokens, gem tokens. Got all of that. I really want to teach a group for the first time how to play D&D using this. That would be really fun, I think. It's scary because you don't want to there's something about someone's first time playing D&D ever that's bonkers. And now, yeah, we're not done. I don't want to hear any more comparisons between previous starter sets and this one again. I'm sorry. This is bonkers. This is a lot to cover in a video or a live stream. And please understand, I was laid off by Wizards of the Coast, and I am still this enthusiastic about this product. So this is so cool. I love it. You get your dice, nice, lovely little shiny red dice, and you can't play D&D without your dice. These are all your cards. Let's get the focus back. Really great art. God, the colors pop. And that's not what I wasn't really prepared for how the colors pop, honestly. Like this is it's almost like in 3D. And this is a testament to the design, the layout, and the color that our team did at D&D. So these are the big chunky, you got all your backgrounds. You got some spells as well. That's really nice. Ooh, yeah. This is a huge deal for folks who play we got baggies that come with it. So for all your tokens, they're not just leaving you out on your own to survive with all these random pieces. You can shove all your stuff in the tokens. And then combat tracker. Huge. Super useful. You got your death saves on here. You've got hit points, conditions, combatant. You got initiative. Super helpful for new players. And you got plenty of them. So the reusability of all this is pretty huge. So if you're wondering how many you get, you can kind of get a sense right there. Oh, give the dice a roll? Yeah, that's a good point. I think my wife worked on the combat tracker as well, so it's cool. Always going to plug Megan Kenrick for the amazing work that she does. Dice. It's a nice dice sound. I love the red. And, you know what? As I get older, I appreciate the readability of dice. There are a lot of fun dice at cons I've gone over the years. I do have to say, let us read our dice. And, just let us read them. Why do we make dice so hard to read at all these different vendors? It drives me a little crazy. So let's see what our first D20 is. Ooh. Well, let's make sure. All right. So we'll focus. This is probably going to roll off the screen. Ah, it's a 19. That's not bad. Hello. Yeah. They roll well. They're doing their job. Let's see. Just gotta roll all of them. You got a stray one. Yeah, they got a nice heft to them. Yeah, I like these. Actually, I actually really love the clear red. I like quite a bit, actually. Let's get a little bit tighter focus on those. Yeah. They really do feel like gemstones. That feels nice. Yeah. No, yeah. Will Wheaton's not here to curse these dice. So, all respect to Will Wheaton, but his dice rolls next. Him and Jerry Holkins, worst dice rollers I've ever seen. So I shot one DA out there, everybody. Watch out. All right. So we got that, and then we've got, of course, this to put all your stuff in. After the fact, nice chunky, really solid bags for everything. It's really cool. Then, ooh, got the little. These are packed tight. That's nice. That's really important with card stock in general. Okay. Just getting a little ASMR. So much stuff to do after this. It's really cool. So, got a bunch of stuff, bunch of characters. Again, we're not going to show you everything. But we got like NPCs. On the back of them, we've got like who they are, everything you need to know about them. This is great for the Dungeon Master, just to be like, oh, hey, this is what they like to do. These are weird things about them. These are things they may know. Wow, I didn't even know about this. So this particular card has like rumors that they are aware of. This NPC, like what knowledge does this NPC have that's relevant to your actual players? That's really cool. So, and it kind of tells you like how they act, their reasoning, you know, what you need to play this NPC. That's huge. I love that. So you've got all these NPCs with different motivations. The information is on the back of the card. It has information about what they do or don't know. That's so lovely. I love it. And you got plenty of it. Now you got a whole bunch of equipment cards. You've got all kinds of things like acid. You got different types of armor. We've got like cultist robes. I'm going to have to organize all of this later. Healer's kit, holy water lantern, mace, musical instrument, potion of healing. Lots of potions of healing. So everything that you need in terms of like weapons, you can see all of this stuff is here that you would be using. It's crazy. And you got that nice visual. And the whole point of that is to put on your class boards and stuff like that. So, and then explaining what each of these things to do. And on top of that, short sword, for example, it does piercing damage. It's you can use strength or dex, and it shows you the dice on the card that you should be rolling in the first place. That's pretty cool. Ooh, I like the Art of Thieves tools. The art is also really pops. All really cool art. And then an explainer of, what's the check you use with thieves, thieves tools? You use sleight of hand. You're just getting the information you need immediately. There's ball bearings. I don't know why that makes me so happy. This is so ye old ball bearings. So we've got that kind of gold lining thing to help you open it. Oh, good morning from New Zealand. Wow, I got really clean up. And then we've got, woohoo, these are so cool. Ugh. First off, that's cool zombie art, and then you get everything you need to know about how to run a zombie. You get the stats, all that stuff. Right there. For all the monsters. Yeah, like just all these creatures. God, that's a lot of creatures. Wow. And items. Whew. So I'm not going to show all of it, but we got things like actual items as well. We got all the monster cards you could want. There's again the copper wormling. We've got all of these monsters are in the starter kit. It's a lot, folks. It's a lot. I'm running out of space on my table. So, it's a ton of stuff. This is like, if you're a lazy dungeon master as well who's been doing this for a while, this is the kit for you. This is like a horde of content. And then we've got these great cards. So I know some people were asking about Dungeon Master screens and stuff like that, but here are things you can do, like your attack, disengage action, dodge, hide, influence, ready, search, study, all that information, all those rules, communicate, move up in your speed, and we got a whole bunch of these. So you got multiple of these for your players and for yourself as well to run the game. So everyone has everything they need. They've got a player's handbook. They've got reference cards. They've got the monster tokens for the Dungeon Master. They've got the rules for everything that you're doing. And then I'm not folding this all up today. I'm just going to leave this mess for tomorrow, Todd. I've got like an hour-long video. Oh my God, it's so huge. God, what am I going to do? Just going to shove this over here. So, all right. Maybe I should. I've made a real mess of this. I made this so much worse on myself than I needed to. I'm now understanding that. So, all right. So cards. Let's just do this. So let me know what your questions are and what your impressions are as well in the comments and in chat. I am not organizing this. I will organize this later in a better way, but I'm trying to get a little bit of my desk real estate back while we talk. But you can definitely get the impression of how much is in here and why this is such a chunky starter set. Now, if you want to support the stream, be sure there should be things happening in chat where you are getting the option to donate to Patreon and also an Amazon affiliate link. If that might not be working for some reason, that's super unfortunate for me. Let me know in chat if you've seen any links. It's certainly in the video description for this video. So if you like video content like this, unboxing, the interview content that I'm coming out with, you can help support that on Patreon. Also, there's an Amazon affiliate link if you're looking to buy this starter set. Huh. No links, huh? That's too bad. Streamlabs. Well, you know what? Stuff happens. So let me go ahead and check. But feel free to ask questions in chat. Why I put some of this away? I do like that you can. I like that this is all partitioned and not just loose in a box. So. What other things would I like to see in this format? A lot. I don't feel like this starter set should be the end of this, frankly. I would like to see a lot more of this in general. I think it's probably a lot considering, you know, whatever tariff situation we are finding ourselves in and stuff like that. I don't know. But I would like to see a starter set. Probably not every year. I think that's really expensive and difficult for Wizards of the Coast or anyone to do. But God, I would like this as a setting for I would like a starter set for, like, say, Ravenloft. I think would be really fun. I think I would like to see a starter set for every setting. I think that'd be really cool. You know, I think people would really dig that. You know, if you had like the Planescape starter set, or you had Ravenloft starter set, Spelljammer, I think that would be super helpful. Especially when you're teaching folks also a new setting, because I think most people get the concept of a fantasy setting right. But that might be a little bit different for... Yeah, for other things. When you... Spelljammer is something that requires some explaining. Planescape requires plenty of explaining. Though people are a lot more comfortable with the concept of the multiverse these days, so for sure. All right, let's see. All right, got that all put together there. Ugh, I didn't get into this. God, I can't even remember how much stuff there is. So this has all your backgrounds and everything else. I haven't demonstrated a character sheet, which is important. So let's look at my God, so much stuff. There we go. I've seen the cleric plenty. All right. Running out of places. The stack gets higher and higher. So that's just level 1. And I was going to investigate some stuff here. So let's see. Let's see. So this is all your backgrounds and stuff like that. If I can find it. Where's the little thing? So we got all of that there. So you can choose your backgrounds. You've got your spell cards. Everything you need to know. So let's see where background goes. You got all those things: criminal, farmer, soldier. You got all the stuff in the explanation for all that stuff right there where you need it. And again, if you want to equip equipment, hey, I got a mace. For some reason, you're just getting buff. Wait, is that the right spot? Simple weapons. Yeah, this is where. Sorry, I'm messing up. Give your cleric a mace. Put plate armor on them, which you're not supposed to be doing, but And then you got all kinds of magical items, stuff like that. And then you've got the spells they need. Good Berry, Ray of Frost. Explains exactly how you're casting stuff. Concentration goes here. And that's it. That's how that's the really fun way of like, okay, let me build my character. This is the level they are. This is the equipment they're using. This is the thing. So, really cool. Wow. Have you ever looked through something that your coworkers have done and thought, that is an amazing amount of work? Oh yeah, this is just on the back of the cards. It explains specifically what that equipment does. Same deal with the spells. So this is literally like turning the player's handbook into a deck system, which I am all for. So I'm gonna try to put some of I'm gonna shove a bunch of this stuff in here. This is a tomorrow problem for me in terms of putting things back. But any other questions? Oof, so much stuff. My God. Wow. Don't judge me. I'm just shoving stuff in places. I need my desk space back. Let's see. So, I'm doing this wrong. Ignore me. There we go. Just dropping things left and right. Well, that is the starter set Heroes of the Borderlands. It's a lot. Yeah, by the way, this isn't anything bad about the starter set, me not putting it back away. It's my lack of patience. That has nothing to do with the box set itself. It's pretty easy to shove everything back in there if you are a person that actually has a sense of patience, which I don't. I'm pretty bad about stuff like that. So, does anyone have any questions? Again, this a lot of hard work went into this starter set. I'm really excited to finally get to show it off. Happy to talk more about it, for sure. Oh yeah, I need to do this. So I'm checking up on the thing right now. So go ahead and put questions into chat if you have them. And just checking something else here. Megan did a ton of stuff. She worked on the She worked on the cards. She worked on color retouching. She worked on some layout elements. She worked on the combat tracker. I can't honestly keep track of all the things. She worked on a lot of this stuff. Question: did they remove orc on? I didn't look through the entire monster list, so I don't know. Let's see. The tokens feel really great. Cards feel really robust as well. Everything has a chunk to it. Yeah, she's a graphic designer, but she also has a lot of experience with layout. She's been doing layout since she was like 18. So, if you go to the grocery store, there's chances if there's a product that you've bought, she probably did the layout and color retouching for it at some point. So. Adjusting the focus. Still really gorgeous art, and that's where we've been, folks. That's how much content was in here. It's big. It's a big box. If there's a thing I wish they did that they didn't do, not that they physically could have done, because what was interesting about this is at some point, you have no more space. You cannot physically put more things in there. I've seen other starter sets that I'm envious of, certainly when it comes to character boards, but they're not necessary, is like where the actual character board is like cardboard that's inset that things just pop into. But then if you did something like that, you're getting considerably less content as a result of that, because you have this big, thick, weighty class board. And while that's nice, the amount of real estate that takes up, like a single class board would take up maybe an entire manual of information is the problem with something like that. I don't think we could not have made a bigger box than this. Sorry. There's no way. This is like 2 starter sets in one. This is ridiculous. Everything that could have been shoved in here. This is like me packing for a convention with all my camera gear. This is a tight fit. So, and by tight fit, not to like put stuff away, but I mean a lot of ingenuity had to come into play to make this work. So, this is really cool for people who are learning to play the game, for sure. So I got a couple of things. So I'm super sad that the bot wasn't working, and also ads weren't working on this stream apparently, because we had so much trouble. Just checking if I'm just looking under my microphone to see what's going on. Interesting. Some YouTube ads are terrifying. Good to know. Well, don't forget to like, subscribe, leave comments in this video as well. That helps a great deal. Sorry that I got a little quiet. I was just making sure everything here is working appropriately. So this is how we support the stream. Oh, interesting. Won't let me do that. Weird. that's how we get paid, though. Here's the link to the Patreon. And then if you're interested in ordering it, here is the actual link on Amazon, which is an affiliate link. So that also helps the stream out considerably. Having to curve my neck around to see everything. Not sure why my auto mod was not throwing that information out there. That's really too bad. Let's see. Any other questions? Does the amount of quality material meet the price point for you? Yeah, it does. It really does. Like, if I bought this for $50, I genuinely am telling you, just as Todd as a human being and not as someone who knows the designers of this and all that stuff, or having worked there, this is $50 worth of content by far. It really is. Not even like, even if you just look at the physicality of it, but like the amount of design intent, the adventures within, the maps, the tokens, all that stuff. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears went into this thing. So everyone who made this should be incredibly proud. It's amazing. So yes, it does live up to those standards. I am terrible at lying. So I think this is amazing. I've been excited for this for a long time to come out. So yeah. Did I miss any other questions? I don't know what WizKids is up to, actually. I'm not sure on that front. Question. Another question. Oh, yeah. Hit the thumbs up. Yeah. If you're watching right now, go ahead and hit the like button. Hit subscribe. Leave a comment. Make the algorithm happy. Apparently, ad revenue wasn't turned on for this stream, so that sucks for me. Because we had to restart this stream so many times. That's horrifying. And then my bot wasn't working either. Chatbot was not functioning on this stream. I have no idea why that would be. Yeah, the Streamlabs had so much trouble with the stream. I'm not quite sure what went on. Let's see. I'm checking on anything else. And again, if you want to ask me any questions other than the star set as well, feel free to let me know. Okay. That's still working properly. I do have a Discord. I need to start linking that as well. I think this is going to be really good for bridging the gap between this and an adventure book for sure. I can't speak to future products coming from D&D. How am I doing? I'm doing okay. It's really hard to be honest. Like it's incredibly hard being a YouTube creator again for like the third time, and there's not a lot of revenue honestly on YouTube. So you know, I've had a couple of videos with like voice actors that haven't done as well because that's not what I'm corely known for. And then the fact that this stream actually got interrupted 3 or 4 times because of an internet issue from my internet provider, things like that really add up. You know, they can be really kind of scary because you know, I've been streaming for about an hour and no ads ran that entire time. That's terrifying. That's how we get paid. And nor was the chat bot functioning in Streamlabs. So that's scary. So you run into these setbacks, or you find out like you want to fly to an event and it costs too much money because plane tickets are too much, or you know, hotels are insane. Like when you look at things at Gen Con. So this is all, yeah, it's hard. No one's getting rich covering a lot of things on YouTube. So for content creators, it's really tough. But I really love D&D, and I was really excited to see the embargo lift on this particular product, and people get to talk about and see how cool it is. And I kind of felt a responsibility because I saw a lot of negative, there were some negative comments early on about the starter set, but I just really wanted to say everyone straight, especially from my opinion, which I kind of feel is actually ultra unbiased in a lot of strange ways, how good this thing is. So yeah. Is the focus still good on this? Still love the art. Have I found employment? I have not. No. I have not found employment. It's a hard time for everybody who's been laid off out there in the world. So, especially in Seattle, you hear there are a lot of tech jobs, a lot of layoffs that have been happening all over Seattle, Washington, all over the country. So everyone's kind of in the same boat. I was at Fred Meyer, which is a grocery store that we have here in Seattle, and that store was closing, so all those folks were getting laid off, and everything was like 30% off, and so there was this kind of sadness to going to a store that is also shutting down, and all the employees you see are also losing their jobs, and everything's 30% cheaper, and you're trying to save money, so you go to these things, and it's a hard time for a lot of people. So it's also, that's why it's hard to ask for money on Patreon and stuff like that. Everybody is struggling. It's a hard time for everybody. So, yeah. Every time Jeremy touches his glasses, you gotta adjust your glasses. I also, I scratch my nose. I have an itchy end of my nose. I do this a lot. So there's lots of drinking games if you're looking for them. For sure. Sorry, I'm looking at some of my settings in Streamlabs. We're kind of doing a little bit of investigation. What went wrong here? Why my chat box stopped? Platforms, YouTube. Keep on dropping questions while I'm doing this. Oh, by the way, let me know if you're seeing any ads at this point coming off of YouTube. That will be informative. Well, that's the thing. I mean, there's not a lot of B-roll in D&D, right? So they're pretty much straight video podcasts, and there's not much you can do about it, right? So you're definitely seeing all of us unfiltered. Weird. Looking at chat. Links did pop up. I did actually put those links myself. So that's what's going on there. And then we're checking on some other issues. But keep those chats coming. Dungeon Master advice videos, that's no problem. I have new Dungeon Master advice videos coming out. Actually from Jeremy Crawford and Chris Perkins. So low tier, listen, anyone giving me money to make videos at all is amazing. So don't feel bad about how little, or if you don't, never feel bad about that. I've had plenty of times like this one. I can't afford to give to people's Patreons right now. That's normal. That's just life. So never feel bad about that ever. Cloudbot. Fascinating. Checking my preferences. Fascinating. Let's see if it starts working out. Latia, what? Latia has shown up. Hey, Latia. We had a lot of false starts to the stream because of all kinds of weird issues, like internet connection, and then ad revenue got turned off, as well as my chat bot. So this is the nature of live streaming by yourself. Activate Cloudbot. It was already active. Why did you turn off Streamlabs? I have words about this. How would you possibly been turned off? Commands, timers. All right, let's see if this actually works eventually, but too late. I think it is rude of the internet, because the internet should know that this is how I'm trying to make a living right now. I'm trying to buy groceries. YouTube ad revenue, why you turn off? Don't do it. That's rude. This is super mean of you. I don't recommend it. So that is the overview of the starter set. So we're just kind of hanging out and being chill and talking about whatever anyone wants to really talk about at this point. But I think people are gonna love this starter set. I do. It is so chonky. Again, it's a big old starter set. That's how big that box is. I wouldn't have wanted it to be bigger. That would have just been nuts. And then let's see. We'll go ahead and go in here, and we'll investigate why all this stuff happened. But that's why it's hard to do this on your own. So I'll go back and chat. So in about 7 minutes, I'm wondering if the chat bot will start working again, and then I'll probably leave all of you to it, unless anyone else has any pressing questions on the stream right now. We do have a lot more content coming out. I have a really big interview coming out with Ben Starr and Jennifer English from Expedition 33 and Baldur's Gate 3. We talk about all kinds of stuff, including murder. We have interviews with Jeremy Crawford, with Iffy. We've got interviews with folks from Penny Arcade, from Chris Perkins. All that stuff is coming out. And I've got some other interviews I can't tell you about. And I'm flying some places I can't tell you about either. So you should know I hate traveling so much, and I'm doing so much of it. So there will be a lot more content coming out, especially in October. October is going to be super stacked with video content coming out for sure. So it's going to be pretty crazy. Oh, I do want to say this is kind of a big deal. Right now, if you go to World Anvil, they're supporting some of the video content right now at worldanvil.com. If you put in the code TODD and you enter that, you get like 51% off World Anvil for a year, which is nuts. So I go ahead and check that. Oh, yeah, you got an ad. It's a miracle, YouTube. How much did this live stream make? 5 cents. It's gonna be amazing. If there's anything I didn't show off in the star set, I don't want to spoil the star set, but do let me know. And I can show more of it, but I think it's become very clear that this thing is a weighty box set. It's pretty nuts. So I also love the dice. Who doesn't love dice? Yeah, we had a lot of false starts. So weirdly enough, I mean, this is super boring information for all of you, but my internet's way better on my Wi-Fi connection than is plugged directly into my modem, which should not be that way, but it is. So that's good to know for future streaming purposes. We will make sure that we avoid that for sure. The reasoning behind why that is, who can say? So, but you get a lot of content. Any other questions before I decide to take off? Happy to hang out. It's only 3 o'clock. Why am I a Dark Lord? I'm happy to be one. What does my dice look like? You mean the dice from the set? Because I can't show you all my dice because I have hundreds of them. These dice are actually really cool. They're like crystal and very readable. I'm sorry, but I can't stand any more non-readable dice. I just have to say it. Dice that are hard to read are exhausting. So, there's a little tighter shot. Just adjusting focus. So, those are the dice. Nice, clear, kind of crystal gemstones. Pretty cool. But, yeah. Happy with those. Just shooting D8s left and right. How are you doing, Latia? Are you even still here? Hi, Todd. I just want to say I love your videos, interviews, and content. Thank you. That's very kind. That's really sweet. I really appreciate it. I love doing the interviews. We're not getting older. I don't know. It's funny because someone said that to me. I was like, what are you talking about? And it probably took 1 or 2 years after someone said that to me about the readability of dice that I started suffering from that particular issue. And I was like, oh, God. No. Nicest celebrity I've ever interviewed. Wow. The nicest one? If we're considering Matt Mercer to be a celebrity, I'd argue Matt. He's a sweetheart. Liam, super nice. Everyone at Critical Role is super nice. Overwhelmingly nice. Deborah Wall, just incredibly kind and sweet person. In fact, I met Deborah for about 5 seconds, and we were friends. And she's very trusting, and got ready for an interview right away. I just asked, "Hey, do you want to do an interview?" And she was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Nothing," and just talking about everything. It was great. Super talented, kind human being. Just stunningly kind. I can't really put it any other way. So I got great health advice from Travis Willingham. That's really weird. But I was like, at the time I was like working out a bunch and trying to get like fitness advice, and Travis, like him and I just hung out and talked. Yeah, Travis is I think 6'4" and I'm like 6'5", but in my brain Travis is like massive and huge, and he is compared to most people, but not to me. And so that kept on happening to me with folks that I've met. So yeah, a schemer in CR teams. Oh yeah, in Critical Role, yeah, I would love to be at the schemers table for season 4. I think that would be amazing. I'm really excited for campaign 4. Travis is a teddy bear, and also freaking incredibly smart. Same thing with like Marisha is so creative and smart as well. I have a very tall character in Idle Champions, that's for sure. I miss you too, Latia. Sorry. At least I get to see you at cons. Occasionally I'm like, oh, I should call up Latia and hang out. And I'm like, oh yeah, Latia doesn't live here. It's kind of a bummer. Do I need to start doing more of these like hangout and chat streams without reason? I see chatbot is not working still. Oh man, I gotta tell you, that really bums me out that this whole time ads from YouTube weren't running. And then on top of that, Streamlabs. Oh, Streamlabs is running. Okay, Streamlabs is the mod bot finally started working. We streamed for an hour and got no ad revenue and no links to content. That's crushing. That's that hurts my soul. But we had to start the stream up multiple times and it must have caused some kind of weird issue, so that is what it is. If you are in the chat right now, please subscribe, like, leave a comment, leave your D&D advice. All that stuff helps the algorithm get out to more people. By the way, everyone, Latia is a fantastic human being. I was just saying, there's a weirdness about Latia because for Latia, I don't even remember the first time I met Latia at this point. So as far as I know, I've known Latia since kindergarten somehow, or Latia has been incepted into my brain, but is constantly, how do I put this, like my comfort person? I get anxiety at parties or events or conventions, and Latia always knows when I'm going through it. Somehow instinctually. Latia is very empathic, I would say. So, yeah. Latia is a very good friend. Good people. Good community manager. Be nice to Latia. Latia deserves all the flowers. So. Yeah, maybe I'll do more streams. I do want to start doing a weekly talk show as well. I think that would be fun. I do like live streaming. Editing is actually quite hard. I've got a bunch of editing to do after this stream as well. So, going to be very, very busy. Yeah, hangout streams every week. I don't know if people want to hang out with me every week. I don't know if I have that much interesting to say. Certainly about this process of becoming a YouTuber has been very strange and weird and at times wonderful. Oh, that's like a super chat. Look what just happened. I've not seen one of those. Thoughts on the Crooked Moon book? Amazing. I love the Crooked Moon book. Legends of Evantris, folks. And Dan Dillon, by the way, who is from Wizards of the Coast as well. Does awesome work. And I love the creepiness of the Crooked Moon. I love all things that are gothy and weird and strange. And I have got a bunch of playtest material that I'm going to start popping up on my Patreon page as well. That is very spooky themed. It was pretty funny because we were talking about very specifically, I think it's like not farm-born. It's like, it's basically a scarecrow-born type creature that is in Crooked Moon, and I'm doing one as well for my own playtest because I'm obsessed with Fiddlesticks from Legends of League of Legends. So I love Scarecrow characters. I like constructs, but there's really great monsters in Crooked Moon. The kind of stuff that you would expect from movies like The Ritual. The Ritual was so creepy. Test. If you ever get a chance to watch The Ritual, it's about a bunch of British friends who go camping and into the woods, and things get weird. So well shot, so well thought out, such amazing visuals, so creepy. It's kind of, the mythology in Norse mythology is so upsetting and creepy. Things with too many hands is very common. And there's a weird through line between Norse mythology body horror and monster horror, and I would say very specifically like Southern black horror as well. There's if you look into I'm forgetting the author right now, but it's so amazing. There is an adventure that is in the Radiant Citadel, and the only way I can describe it is too many hands. So Southern horror is terrifying and tends to have like body horror or monsters that just shouldn't exist, or that are very good at just pushing past the regular horror stuff that you're used to make you a little bit more unsettled. It's hard to put your finger on, but Norwegian mythology and Southern horror are kind of weirdly linked in that way. Cryptid stuff. Really cryptid stuff, actually. There's a weird link there. I don't know how to put it otherwise. So, yay, things are actually working. That's crazy. If that had only been happening this entire hour. But I appreciate everyone donating. That's huge. That's very sweet of you. But yeah, Crooked Moon is really solid. If you like creepy stuff, go get Crooked Moon. It's also supported on D&D Beyond right now, which is huge. I love having a character builder that supports stuff like that, and support Legends of Evantris, wildly talented folks. Got nice interviews with Mikey as well. So that's how I feel about that. Yeah, a web novel based on a current D&D campaign. Do people in the industry like you read things like that? I don't get a lot of time to read things, actually. I'm so busy trying to make video content. Have you checked out the Monsters of Drakenheim book? Yeah, they have really creepy stuff. Again, Dungeon Dudes, fantastic, super talented. They've got the creepy stuff. We got so many people making great creepy stuff, and it's Halloween season. The moment it starts being September, Halloween season begins. So jump into that. And by the way, if you're interested in the starter set, I do have an Amazon affiliate link, so you can buy the starter set and also support video content like this in the future. I can't believe we have 92 viewers right now, still. Thank you for hanging out. That's huge. Legends of Evantris are amazing. They're wildly talented and very giving with the information about the successes that they've found as well. So I don't know what the through line is with Dungeon Dudes being good at creepy and being Canadian. I don't find Canada too creepy, but maybe I'll find out. I'm a little scared now. A little terrified. Is there something about Canada I should be more terrified about? Please let me know in the comments. Again, I'm so glad that I set up my other camera instead of my web camera, because the colors on this star set are so vivid. A regular webcam would not have done this justice. So you really need to show it off. Oh, I don't want to see. I don't know if war crimes is something I want to focus on today. Be terrified of the moose. Do not mess with moose. I've had 2 run-ins with moose twos. Yeah, they're scary. They will kill you. They can also just walk over a fence. They're that tall. Nothing messes with a moose. I mean, there are a lot of woods in Canada, that's for sure. There's a lot of things that could be hidden up there. Absolutely. I'm still working. I need to fix my Discord and get it set up properly with mod support and everything else, and I'll add that link. Yeah, I need to get on that. I'm definitely behind. So. Oh, thank you. My cameras are fantastic. Thank you. They cost a lot of money over the years. I haven't bought any new ones for a long time, but I knew I was very specifically very good at lighting for cameras like this. So, yeah. Just reading through the comments. What's everyone playing right now? Does anyone watched a movie that they found to be inspirational at the moment? I am trying to figure out how to put. Don't put spoilers in chat, by the way, for the movies that you're watching. But I just saw Weapons, and I'm trying to figure out how to incorporate weapons into a D&D game. That scared the crap. I don't think I breathed for 2 hours during that film. Nope didn't scare me as much, but I was watching the skies. Like, I don't think I blinked a lot while watching Nope, because I kept on like, is that it? Is that it? It was like watching The Predator, where you're like, I think I see the Predator here, and I'm like, you don't see the Predator. So I kept on thinking I saw the creature from Nope. Stephen King, very known for his horror, obviously. How do I like to run combat? I'm not seeing all of chat. Hold on, expanding. Okay, I love minis, but I think I do more theater of the mind right now. I really like minis when you really want to get into the nitty gritty of certain types of combat. So I do have quite a lot of fun. Sometimes it's hard to imagine what's happening unless you do have miniatures out there. So I appreciate both. So I'll throw down and do theater of the mind for sure. Minis can be expensive, but I do love using a mini. I'm actually really excited about I want to make a new character in Hero Forge, and Hero Forge has these bonkers dice about to come out that you can see your character inside. You can have your actual mini inside your D20, or the profile, like a headshot of your character in that D20. And then for the rest of the dice, you can have elements that your character is known for, like their shield, their weapons, their familiars, like tentacles, all kinds of stuff. And the fact that the Hero Forge can do that is nuts. So, are you on top chat or live chat? Right now I'm in live chat. Did I miss something in top chat? Oh, I'm in top chat. Oh, weird. Why filter it? That's so strange. All right, let me catch up real quick. Thank you for talking about the cameras and the audio. I try my best. What an odd thing. The new Alien series is weird, and it's funny the weird arguments I get to because people are like claiming that Alien Earth is canon, and it's not. There's nothing wrong with Alien Earth not being canon, and I'm enjoying the ride, but it's bonkers strange, which is exactly what you expect from that director and writer. He also did Legion. I loved Legion. It was so strange and odd. So when I found out he was doing Alien, I'm like, this is not going to be canonical because he's never going to be restrained by a franchise. You can go pretty wild and crazy with Marvel, but with like the Alien franchise, you're kind of doing your own thing. I see Alien Earth as being essentially like the Dark Horse comics. No, I just turned ads on. So something happened where, because the stream failed because our internet connection got weird, somehow YouTube ads got turned off, and then also something went wrong with Streamlabs. So on top of everything else, that the links to Patreon and the affiliate link also failed. So that's what's going on. So I think we'll wrap up in about 10 minutes. I can't believe we have 98 viewers, though. That's really sweet of everybody to hang out. Hopefully in post, the video does well. So yeah, I'm definitely watching that. I've been watching Platonic. I finished Wednesday. I really like that. Addams Family in general. What else? I've started my year. I will watch Blade 2. because that main character is actually very Frankenstein coded. It's a lovely crowd of people for sure. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. It's been an interesting week, actually. I have a really great interview. Oh, Foundation. I've been watching. I need to finish Foundation. Sam Bayard, who plays Karlak. I have an interview. I thought that was going to blow up and do much better for some reason, but I think it's like when I published it. I'm noticing a lot of people who follow my channel don't necessarily are as focused on voice actors as I am. Oh, I don't like doing that. I put a drama on my Dungeon Dudes thumbnail because we were talking about drama in the video and also making thumbnails that are inaccurate. So it was kind of an in-joke. Yeah, Weapons was amazing. Absolutely stunning. I can't give you any insights into the Forgotten Realms books. So... No. If you're a YouTube Premium member, you actually still get paid on YouTube. I'm learning a lot about YouTube, by the way, because I've been a YouTuber 3 times now. This is my 3rd time. And things change so dramatically in between stints. So I was a YouTuber covering D&D because at NBC News, they didn't really let me because there just wasn't a large enough audience for NBC News. And we had layoffs, and then I went to Amazon, and then I actually proposed to the folks who started working on D&D Beyond that I handle all their content for them. And at the time, I was covering D&D on YouTube for my own purposes, and then I quit D&D Beyond years later, and I started up my YouTube channel again and did really well. And then I started working at Wizards of the Coast, and now I'm back to YouTube again. So it changes back and forth. But for those who have YouTube Premium, you do actually get a revenue bar based off people who did click and watch your content and were using YouTube Premium. So we still get paid. So don't worry about that. So that is factored into YouTube. That's nice. Yeah, sorry, no insights on the Forgotten Realms books. I'm not allowed to talk about it. Again, I can tell you our design team is absolutely fantastic. Some really great people also behind the lore and everything else. So if you love the Forgotten Realms, you're going to love this books for the Forgotten Realms. That's my overview. And I can tell you a whole lot more once I have the physical book in my hands and I can talk about it. So... Oh, Assassin's Creed Mirage. Yeah, interesting. That would be fun. Oh, Midnight Mass is amazing. If you want a good Halloween show, Midnight Mass is it. What Dreams May Come breaks my heart every time. I can't watch it that often. Pan's Labyrinth is amazing. I don't think I've ever watched Scanners all the way through. All right, I think we've wrapped it up. We're almost at the 2-hour mark, everybody. But thank you so much for popping in. I can't believe we have 94 viewers. What do you guys want me to do? That's huge. I appreciate you hanging out, though. I'm getting a little bit of ad revenue from all that. So things coming up. I got secret travel plans I can't explain. I do have I have a great interview with Jeremy Crawford and Iffy that I got from PAX West. I have a great interview with Chris Perkins that I got from PAX West as well. I have a longer interview coming, like a piece of a very D&D focused interview with Jeffrey English, who plays Shadowheart, as well as Ben Starr, who is in Natural 6, the actual play. That video is live right now. Do a flip Spider-Man. I love that. And then I have a much longer interview with Jennifer English and Ben Starr for tomorrow. We'll see how that does. So far, the voice actor content's not doing great on my channel because it's YouTube kind of recommends stuff based off subscriber engagement in the first few minutes, the first hour. So even though these are amazing interviews, they're not getting to the right people at the moment. It's just kind of weird. Yeah, and I do always love that sentiment. Make the videos you want to do. But sometimes that's a little hard if you're not making any money off of them, because the amount of work you put into it. So you have to be mindful a little bit of like, hey, this is what's working, what's not. I would love to interview Brennan. Yeah, I would too. Brennan's very busy though. So I have reached out to Dimension 20 about interviews. I've reached out to Critical Role about interviews as well. So we'll see what happens. I won't know until I know. Do a flip Spider-Man is one of my favorite quotes of all time. Is that Zach? Wait. Zach Cherry? Did I get that right? Am I losing it? It's the guy from, yeah, Zach Cherry. Zach Cherry is the guy who originally says, do a flip Spider-Man. Hilarious, fantastic actor. He kills it in Severance, by the way. Really funny in Severance Season 1, and then gets to do a lot more dramatic acting in Season 2. Tests. I'll watch anything with Zach Cherry in it, frankly. He just kills it every time. So, go watch that. So, Halloween vibes, for me, the movies are always going to be... We already watched Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. I'm waiting to watch Trick or Treat for the 8th billionth time. I watched House with the Clock in the Walls, which isn't that scary. Yes, theoretically, I have asked if I can interview folks about the new Faerun books, and we'll see if that comes to pass. I don't have power over that, but I have asked. I love interviewing the D&D design team. They're like a font of knowledge, a wealth of knowledge. So, Fright Night. You know what's weird is I love the old Fright Night, but I really like the new Fright Night. New. It's been a while. But I think the cast for that reboot of Fright Night was actually pretty good. I think the actor did a really great job, and then Colin Farrell was such a good vampire. So fun. Yeah. I have this kind of reinvented version of Averin that is a little... So, canonically, Averin is at rest, but weird events have happened in the game. He got basically cloned from his severed hand. And so there's this... Max Dunbar did this amazing artwork of Averin, who is a little bit Frankenstein and also part vampire and a bunch of other monsters. So he's got stitching in his face. He's got this creepy handgun that the handle of the gun is actually a hand, which is pretty bonkers. There's a video of Max Dunbar on my YouTube channel drawing that character, and the drawing is absolute perfection. I'm really obsessed with Frankenstein stuff, and that's kind of the new hotness right now. You're going to see a lot of Frankenstein content coming out. We just watched Lisa Frankenstein again. So Lisa Frankenstein, really good Frankenstein movie. Really fun, very cheesy, 90s. Kind of 80s and 90s get blended together. Poor Things is technically a Frankenstein type reanimated show as well. Really well done by oh my god, Emma Stone. And then we've got the really good Frankenstein movie coming out soon from Guillermo del Toro. And then I think we've got another one with Christian Bale, another Frankenstein movie on top of that. We just got a lot of Frankenstein stuff. Also, watch Monster Commandos. If you want to get into how screwed up Frankenstein is and Frankenstein's bride, that they unpack that as well. So I really enjoy that. I just like the idea of characters who are constructed. So I really like characters like David from Prometheus, not from Alien Covenant, because I don't like how they wrote David in that at all. And I just kind of blocked that out of my mind. I hate it. I don't hate Alien Covenant. I just don't like the writing behind David, the android, in that. But I love David, the character in Prometheus. Vision from WandaVision. Absolutely love Vision. And again, these are kind of Frankenstein, android characters, robot characters are very often kind of Frankenstein coded. So. Nightmare of Elm Street, I've never watched all the way through. It scares the shit out of me. So, do I have any characters that are non-warlocks? I did play Avon as a wild magic sorcerer. Vordrid has varied a great deal in terms of what he is, whether he's a Path of the World Tree Barbarian or other things. I like Path of the World Tree Barbarian quite a bit. It's a lot of fun. I have an arcane archer character I enjoy. I played Torvin, who was a battlemaster who had 2 laser guns. That was a lot of fun. Torvin was in Legends of the Multiverse. I like goblins in general. What other characters have I played? Can't think of all of them. I did play Avon quite a bit, but also it's funny to see like the psychological damage of a character that you played since you're 8, and every encounter they've had is kind of canonical, so they've gone weirder and weirder as time goes on, and I think that's kind of funny in a Deadpool fourth wall breaking sort of way. I did love Torvin quite a bit. Torvin was fun. Super space pirate. Space pirate is always fun. Torvin had and then Vordrid had a very Bane voice and was just the silliest magic user who didn't have magic ever. Thank you. Legends of the Multiverse was really fun. I got to play with Brenly Mulligan. Matt Mercer popped in to play Boo as a cameo. And he drew little whiskers for himself. Matt's such a sweetheart. And then I got to play with Megan and a bunch of other people. Deborah M. Wall was in that game. Everyone was in that game. That was like the Suicide Squad of D&D games. We had so many guest stars. It was like 20. Which the paperwork on that alone melted my brain. Not gonna lie. Warlocks are really customizable and can be very intimidating for new players. That's true. Thank you. Yeah, Legends of the Multiverse was something near and dear to my heart, and I have a lot of people still come up to me about it, even in like leadership at companies. They come up, they're like, "That was an amazing show." I'm like, "That's a nice feeling." And that was a Zoom call show. I actually matched the color backgrounds for everybody because we were using green screen, and I took a very specific color that had been drawn and then cut it up into pieces and gave each of us the corresponding piece. So when we added our camera shots together, it looked like we were in the same space. Real sneaky stuff. Oh yeah, I'm excited for the Blood Domain in Daggerheart. That's gotta be fun. I'm really loving the Dread Domain in Daggerheart at the moment because it's jump scare. It feels like if Pennywise had a domain, it would definitely be the Dread Domain on the Void right now for Daggerheart. So, well, we are at 2 hours. So get your last questions in now before I pass out and run out of coffee. Thank you so much for hanging out and chatting. Let's see how we're doing. Oh, you don't need to see my coffee. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I actually am mulling over a new Legends of the Multiverse. So I'm sending out feelers to a couple of friends. We're thinking about doing something like Legends of the Multiverse again. And I don't know what system yet. But I feel like it's because so many of us are kind of in different locations. We can't be all in the same town. So I'm kind of figuring out the technical aspects, the logistics, and seeing if we can make that work. But I think we could do something pretty amazing. Yeah. So we may try to do a new live play show if all of our time can work. But I don't know. I can't tell you what the cast would be just yet. It's really hard to organize live play shows, especially with big casts. It can be very difficult without a dedicated producer. So, but well, I'm getting a little tuckered. Yeah, I definitely would like to do another Legends of the Multiverse. I would probably Dungeon Master part of it, but I think we'd want a rotating group of Dungeon Masters for that, because I think I would inevitably end up in the producer role in a big way for that content, and then we'd probably have to get an editor as well to put it together for us. So lots of moving pieces on that. Live play shows can get really expensive very quickly. So, all right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining the stream. Really appreciate it. Don't forget to leave comments in the stream after you're done. Like, subscribe, ring the bell notification so you're always notified. And if you want to see more video content like that, hit me up on Patreon as well. Thank you, all of you, so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I didn't know I'd be streaming today, but I did. Again, check out the star set Dungeons and Dragons, Heroes of the Borderlands. They really did an amazing job. Like I said, I am crap at lying. This is worth the wait. This is worth the money. Literally worth the physical wait as well. So thanks for hanging out and have a great day. Bye.